Sarah Rowan. Welcome to Speakers Tribe Conference 2020 in the Gold Coast, Australia. You are live on air on Speakers Tribe TV, and thank you for being my guest today. I am so excited about this conversation.
Thank you, Grace.
Yes, I've met you 12 months ago when you
Yes.
opened the conference, Speakers Tribe Conference 2019, and boy, that was an experience. And you are an artist, an international speaker, and also a sought-after speaker because you are now working with Saxon, which is the biggest speaker bureau in Australia. But Sarah, really take us to your journey of becoming an artist as well as a speaker. Where did this all start? Where are you
Great
from?
question, Grace.
Yes.
I dreamt of doing something amazing with my life as a young person, and I was an athlete, and I thought, well, that will be my platform. I'll become a famous Olympic athlete, and I'll just have a platform to encourage people through that. And I was 19 years old in Brazil, and I was surrounded by all these young girls who had no self-confidence, and I was teaching them basketball. And with my broken Portuguese of 30 words, I think was my extent of my vocabulary, and the sketch pad, I drew stick figures and communicated that they were loved, that they had a purpose for their life. And in that moment, they were tearing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't speak this language. And the emotion was palpable. And I was like, the power of art was shown to me in that moment. So I went to university a few months later and said, I have to major in art. I just knew that that was my calling. And so
And that was in Brazil too?
no, that was in the U.S., in South
Okay,
Carolina.
yeah.
I was just there for a basketball
Yeah,
camp.
yeah.
And in that moment, I came to life. And my purpose, I just knew, and I was really grateful that I found out at that age what I wanted to do with my life. And I did the 4 years.
Yeah.
They don't teach you how to make a living. You go to art school and you graduate with this beautiful diploma, and you're like, what the hell do I do now?
Yes.
So I thought, well, what's my point of difference? I love a microphone. I love entertaining and inspiring people. And most artists, that terrifies them. So I just got on a stage and started painting with some music and just created this
Wow.
thing 15 years ago.
Wow. So it's really a full-on 360 expression of art because you're
is.
expressing art through canvas
Yes.
and through the power of emotion and words.
Yes.
And just bringing the audience together. That is just so unique.
It's a
What
lot of
brought you
fun.
to Australia from South Carolina?
Adventure.
Of course.
I came here for a year, I thought, and then I saw the beach.
And that was the Gold Coast, I presume?
Actually, it was Sydney.
Okay.
In
yes.
Maroubra, and
Yeah.
I lived there for a decade, and now I've been in several different suburbs there. But just the color of the ocean, the feel of the ocean, the vibe of this culture of Australia, it's so much more relaxed than the U.S. In the U.S., it's very career-driven and go, 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 and your kids are involved with every sport, and just, it's
Yes.
got to be the biggest and the best. And I just love how in Australia people just go, hey, you want to stop and have a cuppa?
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock on a Friday. You want to go have a beer?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
I just love that relaxed engagement of this society.
I know. I've been here 20 years now, and it's life's never been more beautiful. And how
Yeah.
long ago was that for you when you moved to Maroubra?
I moved to Australia 15 years ago,
Okay,
so
cool.
I started the business about the exact same time.
Yeah.
And
So there you go. From just really being an athlete, expressing your energy through your body, and then wanting to help others,
Yeah.
you've evolved into the artist that was in you. But then you thought, no, I don't need to make money from my talent. So you've become an entrepreneur, and through
Yes.
entrepreneurism, you've discovered, okay, how can I bring this together? And it all brought you back to Australia, which is a true gift.
It's
Awesome.
incredible.
It's great. Thank you for sharing.
Nice.
So now, what do you love to do in terms of keeping yourself centered and really? I bet it's a busy life for you, just being
it
so.
comes in waves
Yes.
because I'm
Yeah.
doing photography, live art, speaking, team building, commissions, murals. It's a wide gamut, but thankfully it comes in waves where when there is a break in my week, I make sure I meditate. I'm at the beach. I'm spending more quality time with my children. Every night at 7:30, all the devices are off in the house, and we just talk and enjoy each other's company. I make sure I have a really well-balanced family life with work life because I didn't used to, and it costs you so much, and you just, thankfully the older you get, you're like, nope,
Yes.
My family is more important than my work, and
Yeah.
it's so nice.
Absolutely. You learn your lesson, you evolve. But then if you're really true to your calling, you learn to shape the things around you so that you can still be centered to your calling. And I think that's really special that we can express that to the wider community.
Yes.
And so Sarah, if there was one or two things that you would like to share around our water community as to what really it takes to have that central passion burn from inside of you and yet create all these magnificent things and help so many people, what would those two things be? What would you tell us?
Which camera can I look directly at and talk to people? Okay, cool. The two things I would say would be, one, you can only give what you have. And so if your well is empty, you can't keep giving. You have to replenish yourself, and you have to make sure that your whole body is a vessel that the gifts that you have can flow through. And so if you just keep giving and you never stop and replenish your soul, that's when you're exhausted. That's when you're unauthentic. That's when you're fake. And just to really focus on, hey, self-care is vital to anybody that has a gift that wants to give it. The second thing would be is to remember decisions based on curiosity rather than fear make a creative living. A lot of people go, oh, I want to have a life that's full of creativity like you. It looks like so much fun. I said, well, just next time you make a decision, ask yourself, did I make this decision based on a fear or was it out of curiosity? And there's a huge difference. And in my own personal life, my work was based on curiosity, and my personal life was based on fear and people's opinions and my parents and what they would think of me and the society and what they would think of me. And it almost killed me until I grew up and realized, no, I need to have a voice. I need to be me. I can't be somebody else that somebody wants me to be. And so, yeah, those two things would be self-care, so you can be a gift the vessel throws through. And secondly, make decisions based on curiosity rather than fear.
That is beautiful. That is just so beautiful. I know how you, I know what you're saying. I'm all about self-love and decisions based on
powerful.
Curiosity. I thank you so much for that gift that you've given to us today.
Thank you.
But the one last thing, how do you keep so fit as a mother, as an entrepreneur? What's your daily wellness physical practice? Do you have one, or is it a genetic gift?
Girl, I look fit, but if I had to run across the parking lot right now, you would hear me breathing and cussing up a storm. I have a very balanced diet. I avoid meats and sugars and not too many coffees. I love herbal teas and vegetables, so that's a blessing. I do a lot more swimming than anything.
Okay.
I'm almost 40, so my joints aren't really big into running or heavy lifting. And I swim in the ocean or swim in the pool laps probably 3-4 times a week on a good week. And that's just crucial. The ocean is a massive part of wellness for me.
And I think the
outside.
consistency of 3 to 4 times a
Yeah.
week is key.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Sarah. I thank you so much, and I hope to continue our conversation offline. And I really, really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace. Had a fun
Awesome.
talking to you.
No worries.